Caden. My name is Jaden.
My name is Eli.
I'm Jason.
And we are the Who in the Torah YouTube channel.
We are so glad you could be joining us, learning the Torah with us.
Spit it out, son.
I'm stumbling on my words here.
That's okay.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, learning the Torah with us. We are learning as well, and we are hope you enjoy this.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy this. We're going to lay down two versions of this today right here because it looks like we're having another issue in this house. It looks like our cow is about to die. She can no longer get up by herself, and so it's going to be a clean sweep here shortly enough. But it's one of our new favorite cows. Not even new, but she's been around for a while. And it's just a tragedy. And so we are probably going to lay down two of these right now so that we can get them for the next days, because we're probably not going to feel very inclined to say much or really be spunky at all. And so we're trying to be as spunky as we can with the issues that we're having right now. So spunky-fied, you guys understand you guys understand what life is about, right?
Yeah.
You understand what death is about.
Yeah.
On a farm, it comes and it goes, and it's been since 2022. We've just lost a tremendous amount of cows, and I guess I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know why they're dying or how they're dying. If it's the hand of Hasatan, it does seem like every time that we get more active in the Torah and we push more, that they kill more of our stuff, or they completely afflict this family to a point where they get our minds, hearts, and souls away from Yah, so that we are unable to deliver the message. And so we try to power through this stuff regardless of how we feel. I'm on day 4 of coffee detox, and like I said before, if you don't think coffee is a drug, you should absolutely try to stop drinking coffee, and you can see how much of a drug it actually is, because your body is completely dependent upon this stuff. And I guess I was a glutton for coffee, and I will never, ever drink coffee again after detoxing as hard as I have. So this is day 4. My head is still kind of splitting. It's nothing like day 2. Day 1 was good. Day 2 real bad. Yesterday is just moderate as all day, kind of just a headache, and it's kind of a destabilizing headache. So we will try to make this through this the best we can, and all glory to our Creator in life and in death. Yah provides, Yah gives, and Yah takes away. Blessed be the name of our Creator. All right, so let's get right into this and roll through this. And let's see. Let's do our little hokey dokey thing here. And that goes. And we are right here, folks. So we are in Exodus 34. Anyone want to give us a quick, where are we at? What are we doing? What's happening with Moshe? What's going on?
So after Moshe took the YHWH out of Egypt, they went to the mount. They went to basically have a reunion with Yah, kind of a marriage ceremony, and Yah came down on the mountain like a thunder clouds, and you heard ram's horns blowing, and it freaked the people out. It really scared them. So they said, Moses, you talk to Yah. We're too scared of this. We'll die. And so he went up there, and he was gone basically for 40 days and 40 nights. And when he was getting all the commands, all the instructions for the tabernacle, for the everything, the YHWH decided they were going to make a golden calf because they didn't understand. They didn't know they still had their paganism built into them, so they made a calf of gold.
Yeah, and so it didn't take them long. They said, they told Moshe that they would do everything that Yah told them to do, and they said, just, we don't want to talk to him, you talk to him. And then he goes up for 40 days, and then these guys are immediately taking all their pagan earrings and everything off and sticking them into a calf. Aaron, he did the beta male thing, and he was unable to stand up to them, but they probably would have killed him. Maybe not. We don't know, because he never tried. So anyway, here we are. Let's begin. Exodus 34. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe, Hew you 2 sapphire stones like unto the first, and I will write upon these sapphires the words that were in the first sapphires which you broke. And be ready in the morning, and come up in the morning unto Mount Sinai, and present yourself there to me in the top of the mount. And no man shall come up with you, neither let any man be seen throughout all the mount, neither let the flocks nor herds feed before that mount. And he hewed 2 sapphire stones like unto the first, and Moshe rose up early in the morning, and went up unto Mount Sinai, as Yahuwah had commanded him, and took in his hand the 2 sapphire stones. And Yahuwah descended in the cloud, and stood with him, and proclaimed the name of Yahuwah. And Yahuwah passed by before him, and proclaimed, Yahuwah, Yahuwah, El merciful and gracious, long-suffering and abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children unto the third and the fourth generation. Let's pause on that. What does that mean right there?
That means he is going to basically generational curses.
Yeah.
Like your great grandfather was into some sort of sin.
Freemason.
Yeah, some sort of
Freemason scumbag.
And he did some crazy thing like that. Then you kind of get a generational curse, and you basically have to try and break that. You have to try and break that curse through prayer, through fasting. It's a wild thing when generational curses, because your parents could be into some crazy thing. Your great grandparents could be something they could pass off to you, and you can end up with that generational curse.
What do they need to do to put a curse on you?
They basically break the Torah.
Yeah, break the Torah. And if they didn't care about Yah's Torah, right? If they just don't care about it, it will end up cursing you. And so there are generational curses, and a lot of those things. I mean, some of the generational curses are drug abuse, right? Alcoholism, child beating, right? When you beat your child or something of the sort, right? A lot of these things come as a generational curse, and they come as a generational curse because if we were in the Torah, we wouldn't be beating our children, we wouldn't be alcoholics, we wouldn't be drug addicts, we wouldn't be any of that stuff. And so by not keeping the Torah, we can certainly fall under generational curses, and they're not just you being cursed, but it is the curse of the actions of what others have done. And I mean, if you're beat as a child, there's a good chance that you will grow up and you will beat your children as well, and that is definitely a generational curse. All right, verse 8. And Moshe made haste and bowed his head toward the earth and worshiped. And he said, If now I have found grace in your sight, O Adonai, let my Adonai, I pray you, go among us, for it is a stiff-necked people, and pardon our iniquity and our sin, and take us for your inheritance. And he said, Behold, I cut a covenant. Before all your people I will do wonders, such as have not been done in all the earth, nor in any nation. And all the people among which you are shall see the work of Yahuwah. That didn't even sound right. And all the people among which you are shall see the work of Yahuwah.
Whom you are shall see the work of Yahuwah. That's what it says in mine as well.
All right. For it is a terrible thing that I will do with you. Guard which I command you this day. Behold, I drive out before you the Emori and the Canaanea and the Chittium and the Perizzium and the Chivi and the Yevusi. And up at the top we have Amorites, Canaanites, Hittites, Pezerites, Hivites, and Jebusites. Take heed to yourself, lest you cut a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither you go, lest it be a snare in the midst of you. What does it mean to cut a covenant with the inhabitants? How would you cut a covenant?
You basically let them live on the land. Like, okay, we're neighbors, we're living on the land now. You basically just let them
do what they want to do and bring in their evil stuff. Right. But you shall destroy their altars, break their images, and cut down their Asherah poles. For you shall worship no other El. For Yahuwah Kana is my name. He is a jealous El. What does it say in your guys'?
Yahuwah's name is jealous.
Yahuwah's name is jealous. Okay. Lest you cut a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a-whoring after their Elohim, and do sacrifice unto their Elohim, and one call you, and you eat of his sacrifice. So that just explained it, what it is right there. So you cut a covenant with them, and they go and they put a sacrifice to their false gods, and then you eat of that sacrifice. So eating a God's sacrificed meal is...
It was like the priests we had for the Israelites when they would kill them. They'd have the altar, the slaughtering and everything, and they would eat what's left, right? They would eat what's cooked with their bread and stuff. It's basically the same thing, except they're forced doing it to other gods.
Right. And take of their daughters unto your sons, and their daughters go a-whoring after their Elohim, and make your sons go a-whoring after their Elohim. And you shall make no molten Elohai. So what does that mean, no molten Elohai?
Mine says molded, so basically like...
Don't build your
statues.
Is a cross around your neck a molten Elohai?
It could be.
Very
Yeah.
well could be. There's
A lot of people worship the cross. A lot of people will actually worship the cross, and they use it. And it's
I mean, you can basically turn any physical
We're
item.
not supposed to have any
anything
graven
made
images.
of man's hands is going to be considered an idol, right? Anything that is like considered of a holy thing to be done by man's hands is not a thing of Yah.
So if you go to the garage sale and you pick up this little cool thing, it's a Buddha image from like somewhere, China or something, is that right or is that wrong?
That's definitely wrong.
We know that's definitely a false mighty one.
Right. And so what are some other false mighty ones that they have.
Statue
Mother Mary.
Yeah, the
Mother
Statue
Mary.
of Liberty, believe it or not, is considered to be an idol.
I got into a debate yesterday, and I did a news article on 153news.net, which kids do not go there. This is for parents only. But I did one, and I was talking about, I was exposed to the Catholic religion and praying to Mother Mary. And a guy came back, and he was talking to me about it. He goes, hey, it's just our culture, right? The Catholic is more of a culture than it is a religion. And Mother Mary is a divine thing. And I'm like, well, it doesn't say anywhere. I'm sure she was a wonderful woman, and I'm not knocking the mother of our Messiah or the chosen woman that was there to bring our Messiah out there. But she is not to be worshipped, and you definitely don't pray. And they say, well, we pray. And, I went to Catholic.com, and it said the reason that we pray to Mother Mary is the same reason you would ask somebody else to go pray for you. And I'm like, that is absolutely not the same thing. That is not. Because you're supposed to be praying. How do you pray, Eli?
Our Father who art in heaven.
Who do you pray to?
Yahuwah.
Yeah, there's only one El who we pray to. We do not pray to Messiah Yahushua. We do not pray to Mother Mary. We don't pray to Paul or whatever they do. I know the Catholics, they'll pray to everybody.
Yeah, they have a bunch
Peter
of
as
statues
well.
of like all the
Who?
apostles.
Peter?
Yeah, Peter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Saint Peter. They love Saint Peter. So and their thing is that basically they say that Mother Mary is reigning in the Shaimaim with Messiah Yahushua, and so when we are able to pray to her, she's a divine intercessor for us, and she will take it to her son, and that's completely unbiblical. That's completely wrong. 18. The feast of matzah shall you guard. All right, it sounds like a command here. 7 days you shall eat matzah, as I commanded you in the time of the month of Aviv. For in the month of Aviv you came out of Mitzrayim. And there's no month of Aviv. This is the first month, and they do not have names, so somehow they ended up with a pagan names in these Bibles. There is no such thing, so I don't know where that even came from. But it's first month, right? So in the month of first month, for it is the first month you came out of Mitzrayim. Okay, all that opens the womb is mine, and every firstling among your cattle, whether ox or sheep, that is male. But the firstling of a donkey you shall redeem with a lamb, and if you redeem him not, then shall you break his neck. All the firstborn of your sons you shall redeem, and none shall appear before me empty. 6 days you shall work, but on the seventh day you shall rest. In earing time and in harvest you shall rest. What does it say in earing time?
Plowing.
Plowing time. Okay. So in plowing time you shall rest. Okay, so we have a couple commands. I mean, we need to add this to our...
There's like sub-commands. I think we've been over most of these.
Sub-command. So Eli, we need 18, verse 18 is the Feast of Matzah, right? It's reiterating
17 is also the don't make mighty ones.
17, you shall... Okay, so 17, you shall make no molten Elohai. And maybe up here, unless you cut
We
it...
have another one.
Yeah,
about
break
the covenant,
break
too.
down the pillars.
But you shall destroy their altars, break their images, cut down their Asheroth poles. That would be in the land. I mean, you would get thrown in jail.
Yeah, unfortunately, you really can't do anything anywhere else if you started like
'Cause
going
everyone's all
around,
satanic,
start
yeah.
stoning people for worshiping other gods. You
Well,
end up with
or like in the United States, they have that giant idol of Satan. Remember the Satan's
Yeah,
idol that's in
the
Michigan?
Baphomet.
The Baphomet. And
they took down the Ten Commandments for that.
yeah, and they took down the Ten Commandments and they added up the devil and stuff like that. So
Definitely should be broken down.
yeah, and but if you break that down, you'd end up in jail.
You end up on the news.
Yeah, you'd end up on the news for
You
sure.
would.
Okay, so we have a couple commandments. I feel like we're missing something here. This is in the land. We should not cut covenants with them. You shall worship, for you shall worship no other El, for Yahuwah Kana is my name. So there's one. 14 is one. Eli? Mm-hmm. Okay, you with me?
Yep.
You yawning there, about to pass out cold, Eli? Let's see. Unless you cut a covenant with them, take your daughters into your sons. Okay. You shall make no... So there's two in here. You shall make no molten Elohai. There's two sub-commands. 3 is the Feast of Matzah shall you guard. 7 days shall you eat matzah as I commanded you in the month of the first month. Okay, so there's 3. All that opens the womb is mine, and every firstling among your cattle, whether ox or sheep, that is male. I think that's a command, but I mean,
How would you give it to Yahoo? I think you just
I
give it
think
to the
that's
priests.
The one like the firstborn
right?
is sanctified.
And I just don't want to miss any commands. I just feel like we're missing something here. But the firstling of a donkey you shall dream with the lamb, and if you redeem him not, then shall you break his neck. All the firstborn of your sons you shall redeem, and none shall appear before me. It sounds crazy, right? So, I mean, I don't want to. This Yah stuff. I'm not saying Yah stuff is crazy, but it sounds crazy, right? You got to break the neck of a donkey, right?
How would you do that?
Fast and furious. It'd be a snapper, El Snapper.
Yeah, it's more like if you don't want to basically give to Yahuwah what he gave you, he's going to take it away. Basically, you can't have it either.
Yeah, and so I don't think that's a command for today, but I mean, I think the firstborn are sanctified to Yah, like he says. Okay, and then we have 21, which 6 days you shall work, but on the 7th day you shall rest. So that's a sub-command as well. So there's a bunch of commands in here. We cannot miss this. And you shall observe the feast of Katzer. What is that?
Feast of Weeks up top.
Feast of Harvest, right. Of the first fruits of the wheat harvest and the feast of Asif.
Ingathering?
The ingathering. At the year's end. So I think this is something that we should do, right? We should observe these 2 feasts, right? And so there's 5 commands, 5 sub-commands in this. It says, thrice in the year shall all your men, children appear before Yahu Adonai, the Elohai of Yashrael.
That's another sub. Well, that's just reiterating.
Thrice in the year, 3 times in the year, you are supposed to appear before the sovereign Lord. So this is where you're supposed to go to Jerusalem. This is where every male is supposed to go to Jerusalem, and I don't even know we do this right now. It's a godforsaken land.
I don't think we're gonna find no Levites over there.
No, there's nobody over there. It's just a whole bunch of outcasts that have said they're the God's people, and they're not, because they're not keeping the law, statutes, and commands. All right. So I guess that is not it is a command. It is a command. 3 times a year, all your should appear before Adonai Yahuwah, the Elohai of Yashrael.
But
Thoughts? Anyone?
it's not technically possible for us to go to Jerusalem,
We
right?
have one though that says keep the feasts, so maybe that could just be under.
All right. So Nicole, I'll need your help with Eli to get these in, because at this point there's a lot here. For I will cast out the nations before you and enlarge your borders. Neither shall any man desire your land when you shall go up to appear before Yahuwah Eloheka thrice in a year. You shall not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leaven, neither shall the sacrifice of the feast of the Pesach be left until morning. So there's a ton of sub-commands here. The first of the first fruits of your land you shall bring unto the house of Yahuwah Eloheka. You shall not seethe a kid in his mother's milk. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe, write these words, for after the tenor of these words I have cut a covenant with you and with Yeshrael. And he was there with Yahuwah 40 days and 40 nights. He did neither eat bread nor drink water, and he wrote upon the sapphires the words of the covenant, the 10 Devarim. And it came to pass, when Moshe came down from Mount Sinai with the 2 sapphires of the testimony in Moshe's hand, when he came down from the mount, that Moshe knew not that the skin of his face shone while he talked with them. And when Aaron and all the children of Yashrael saw Moshe, behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come nigh him. And Moshe called unto them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the assembly returned unto him, and Moshe talked with them. This is probably after they all bolted for their lives.
So wait, come back.
Yeah, wait, come here. It's all right.
I got some cool tablets now.
Yeah, I got some stuff here. So, and afterward all the children of Yashrael came nigh, and he gave them in commandment all that Yahuwah had spoken with him in Mount Sinai. And there was our one that we just posted for today, so hopefully you guys have a good reading. Okay. And until Moshe had done speaking with them, he put a veil on his face. But when Moshe went in before Yahuwah to speak with him, he took the veil off until he came out. And he came out and spoke unto the children of Yashrael, which he was commanded. And the children of Yashrael saw the face of Moshe, that the skin of Moshe's face shone, and Moshe put the veil upon his face again until he went in to speak with him. Okay, so there's a ton of commandments, ton of sub-commandments. Nothing new in this, but there's a ton. It's basically reiterating a ton of these in there.
And I don't know if I would say they're sub-commandments. I would just say that they're verses.
They're verses that reiterate the
They
commandments,
do,
right,
yeah.
yes. So Nicole has a good point. They are not sub-commandments. They are just more...
Add-ons to
yeah,
the
they're not... yeah, she's right. They're not sub-commandments. They are just reiterating with verses the actual commandments, which is what we want to do, is we want to gather everything together so we have a complete score of everything. All right, gentlemen, I think that is it. Let's wrap this one up. Does anyone have anything else out there?
Read your Bibles. We will see you guys soon. We will have a live sermon this
Yep.
Thursday.
Don't forget to tune in, guys, if you will, for the Youth for Yah. It is on Thursdays. There's also a Telegram group for youth, but anybody can be in it. It's not tremendously active, but there's a few of us in there. And if it's for any kind of questions that you guys have or any kind of support that you may need, things of that nature, it is a place for the youth and, pretty much for anybody. So I think that's it.
Any prayer requests?
Any prayer requests, please let us know in the comments below. If you can let us know maybe possibly a direction that you would like us to pray. A lot of people just say, please pray for me. And we would just pray for people and we have absolutely no direction what to do. So I think it would be better to be targeted prayers with whatever the crises is that you're facing. And for all of our family out there, we thank you guys very, very much for spending this time with us and for hanging out with us, for being our digital family, being our extended family. And I will have to say that you guys are more of a family than we actually have family outside of my house here. So you guys have become very close to a lot of us, and we appreciate your comments. We appreciate your kindness. We appreciate your love. And, I know the angels are rejoicing every time that there is a new person that comes to Yah that is able to seek him and where he is able to be found. I know the angels are rejoicing, and I know he's bringing his people together, right? It's little bits at a time. It's one seed at a time and one people at a time, and at some point there'll be 144,000 of you, and Yah will have his number, and then I guess that's when the world will get a little crazier than it already is. All right, so with that, much love to everybody out there.
Shalom.
Shalom. We're out.